Hey everybody, Eve here. Today I'm going to show you a new custom journal I created for a customer. And although my filming conditions are not ideal, unfortunately I can't find a tripod that I had for my other camera, which allows me to sit at the kitchen table, flip through the book from overhead, which gives you the option, or the ability rather, to see every single page with complete detail and clarity. Unfortunately, I'm stuck with this system until I find that tripod, and I'm going to have to stand up and kind of do a flip through with standing over to the side. And I've got two left hands today. At any rate, it will allow you to see the journal, and yeah, it's cool. It was fun. So as you can see, it's a David Bowie, custom David Bowie journal. Excuse me. And something I did that was rather unique was I made custom made a charm, a specialty charm for it. This is one of David Bowie's actual electric guitars. In fact, here's a picture of David Bowie posing with that actual guitar. And I wanted to make it a kind of a 3D item. It's not made of wood. It is made of heavy papers. And put some rhinestones on there. And this little like rhinestone ball reminds me of the years when we disco danced. And of course, because one of David Bowie's songs is called Let's Dance, I thought it was perfect. Stuck a little musical note there. Don't know much about music. Can't read it myself, but for those of you who read music, you might even know what that musical note is. But and it's a right hand. I don't know the difference either. Right hand and left hand guitar. So, and one of David Bowie's songs actually says he played, the character played a left hand guitar. So that covers the guitar. Keychain. A key. Classic key. I have to put a vintage key on every journal I make. This journal was created from a 9x12 yellow clasp-style envelope. You can get them anywhere. I generally, coffee stain them or ink stain them, seal them really well. But for this one, the images took up the largest percentage, so you can't really tell how much this paper resembles leather. But it does, and I gave it these nice metal edges, book corners, what do you call them? Doorknob type hitch posts. Real simple closure, the easiest kind. Like I said, this is where you're going to see where I'm all thumbs trying to do this. I'm going to do it from overhead, make me a little more, maybe. It's a little tight because it's a thick book. As you can see, it's very thick, chunky. It's a chunky journal. Because, come on, a lot of good David Bowie stuff in here, so I had to make it a little extra thick. So the front page is pages. Oh, I'm going to have to step back. Oh, do I feel retarded? That you guys know I am. These 2 pages. Okay, that's the image that I made into a little belt band where he's holding the guitar that's on the cover. And then this is a tattoo of David Bowie. I made a belly band out of it, and then put a paper record or diskette, DVD, diskette, whatever. You can journal on it. I made sure there's a lot of journaling in this ability to journal within this journal. So even though it's got a lot of images and decorative pages and fun stuff, you're going to see that it's got a ton of area to journal. And I'll try not to take up too much time with it, although some people like all the details and some people don't. Like I said, little bits and pieces of David Bowie memorabilia that's tucked in here and there. And the person can change it around. And I also thought it would be really, really nice to take some of David Bowie's most famous quotes and put them in here with the images. Really powerful. A lot of fun stuff. I had a lot of fun with this one. And then that one got a little area to tuck something in. So that whoever gets this journal can put, gosh, you gotta excuse me, guys. I'm taking some herbals for mucus. And because whenever I feel like I'm coming down with something, I have these herbal formulations. I take them. And unfortunately, they make me have to go because they work. They're very, I produce a lot of mucus and I have to go. I might have to go spit some up. Sorry to be so graphic, but hey, it is what it is. And but at least the stuff comes up and my lungs are clear. So that's what matters, right? And by the way, your lungs are supposed to clean out debris and crap like that. So, yeah, we're supposed to cough and clear our throats intermittently. That's the body's natural cleansing process. Anytime people tell you that that's not a good thing, then they don't know much about getting the body clean, do they? That's how the bodies work. Your car has an exhaust. We have exhaust too. But now let's get on with the journal. So, yeah, just little bits and pieces, little quotes. Let me read some of the quotes. Let me put my glasses on so I can read the quotes. Sorry, guys. I'm at my best. He said, the moment you know, you know, you know. Right. The moment you know, you know, you know. Oh, what? Great. Always nice finding one of my hairs or a piece of fuzz in my journal. No more free steps to heaven. It's no game. I'm not a prophet or a stone-aged man, just a mortal with the potential of a Superman. I'm living on. Cool. He goes, the truth is, of course, that there is no journey. We are arriving and departing all at the same time. How true, right? If you embrace that new age kind of stuff. I don't entirely embrace it, but it's another subject too. Speak in extremes. It'll save you time. Turn and face the strange changes. Yeah, and David Bowie changes. That is an odd image of Bowie. Gotta admit. Gotta admit. And then a nice page for the person who gets this journal to put whatever they want on it. He said, you can't stand still on one point for your entire life. He goes, I think fame itself is not a rewarding thing. The most you can say is that it gets you a seat in restaurants. That's true. And then another image that's also like a little hiding envelope. And then a little t-shirt, David Bowie t-shirt that with a slip, you can slip something in there. Whatever you want. Make the best of every moment. We're not evolving. We're not going anywhere. That one I 100% believe. And this is a little slip image on, an image that you can slip things into, like postcards and what have you, and you can journal on the back of this too. Really like this. This was Spectacular Bowie. Wild, fantastical, eye-popping. The original band. He was the original dude, eh? He goes, you can journal on the back of this, and here's an image that says, religion is for people who fear hell. Spirituality is for people who have been there. Amen. And then he said, I suppose for me as an artist, it wasn't always just about expressing my work. I really wanted, more than anything else, to contribute in some way to the culture I was living in. Hey, did he ever, huh? Keep your electric eye on me, babe. Put your ray gun to my head. Press your space face close to mine, love. Freak out in a moon age daydream. Oh, yeah. I really like this image. It looks like a newspaper of some sort. Newspaper clipping having to do with goodbye, Ziggy, and a big hello to Aladdin Sane. And then on this pocket, I had to include the image where that beautiful red and white electric guitar that I made a charm out of. And like I said, when I made this charm, that's an actual image of David Bowie's electric guitar. And I printed it off from the internet. Of course, I had to resize it. I'm not going to give you all my secrets because, you know what I'm saying? And more goodies. He said, I was virtually trying anything. And I think I've done just about everything that it's possible to do, except really dangerous things, like being an explorer. But anything that Western culture has to offer, I've put myself through it. That must have been an interview with the Telegraph. And here is It's a really odd letter that David Bowie wrote to someone. Very odd letter. So I'm not going to read it. But it's a reproduction of an actual letter that David Bowie sent to someone. Someone's name was Bob, and it's from 1970. And I really liked it. And although that's not his classic signature, he wrote David out like that, and it looked really good. And it's a really nice piece of memorabilia in a little ticket pocket there. Another place to stick goodies. And then here's a little mini booklet. Not a mini booklet. I guess it's a card. Type of card the person can use and journal in. I could have made it a mini booklet. I entertained the thought. And then I thought this book was awfully thick. If I started putting thicker things in it, might have difficulty getting it closed. Didn't want to have that problem. Then this quote says, as you get older, the questions come down to 2 or 3. How long have I got? And what am I going to do with the time I've got left? Yeah, I ask myself that every day. I don't get very good answers either. Saying, like, I'm going to be the old cat lady, the bohemian cat lady who makes junk journals. Yeah, I'll probably live in off of junk. Who knows? Now I'm just rambling. Yeah, another little image. You can journal. I like that one. David Bowie is so cute. And he said, and these children this is verses from Changes, or a verse from Changes, and these children that you spit on as they try to change their worlds are immune to your consultations. They're quite aware of what they're going through. Change it. Yeah, buddy. Love classic Bowie. Another little spot. Bowie image to tuck a little something, something, hide a little something. And this quote says, don't you love the Oxford Dictionary? When I first read it, I thought it was a really long poem about everything. Yep, I don't know about the Oxford. I love the Webster's and used to entertain myself for hours finding cool words like aesthetics and destiny. The definition of destiny is what is to happen in spite of all efforts to change or prevent it. Yeah, I was in my 20s when I memorized that, so I'm in my 60s now. So, yeah, don't really want to. Of course, I'm going to mess it up. Okay, another quote. I don't know where I'm going from here, but I promise it won't be boring. That's true. Love this image too, but this one also you can hide a little something, something. And you can also, this is a belly band too. I guess Bowie went to prison in New York City for something. I should have done a little more research, and it's probably drug related. And this one says, tomorrow belongs to those who can hear it coming. Ain't that the truth? And then, like I said, even on pages, if there's images or a little pocket or something on those pages, I've still made it so there's tons of journaling in here. Tons of journaling. Another cool Bowie image. I always had a repulsive sort of need to be something more than human. And a little area to journal on back there. Got to be able to journal. Better put it in here this way. I want the words to be easily read. I'm very funny about the presentation when I send these books to the person that ultimately receives them, because this one is an image. I did not make it a hideable image. It's just an image, and that's a pocket to put something. And that's Deborah Harry. I don't know where that was taken or anything. This Debbie Harry from Blondie. And the quote says, I'll paint you memories of gold. I'll spin you Valentine evenings. And I'll bet he did. And this is a little tuck place. You can take, I'll probably find something to put in there, but little tuck spots like that, you can just tuck something in behind them. But a lot of people, if they're not don't speak journalese, if you will, or aren't familiar with these junk journals, they wouldn't necessarily realize that that's a tuck spot. So I think I will find something. Matter of fact, here's what I'm going to put in there now. Bear with me, guys. I actually found something I can put in there and it'll work really nicely. I'm going to leave the screen for 2 seconds. Maybe knock the camera on the floor. Who knows? I'm going to stick that in there. It's a little list pad. And it's this really cool thin parchment type of brown paper. So let's just put that in there. And the reason I'm doing it now, folks, instead of doing it later, is if I don't do it now, I will probably forget. So I don't want to forget. So that's why I do things when I think of them. You know. And it's a little tight. Let me push it in there. There we go. And there's that gel image when they booked him. He said, I'm not sure whether it's me changing my mind or whether I lie a lot. You know, have you ever considered that? You know, do I lie a lot or do I just change my mind a lot? I don't know. I think it's the latter. And then, of course, Let's Dance. That's the center of the book. Famous Let's Dance song. Music page. Very, very cool. These are travel tags. You can journal on the back of them also. I always like to make custom travel tags. Let's get my fingers working here. Cute, eh? Stick them on your luggage when you get ready to go somewhere. At least you have a couple of travel tags. Person can put their name, address, phone number, contact information in case that little piece of luggage or something gets lost. And the quote says, all my big mistakes are when I try to second guess or please an audience. My work is always stronger when I get very selfish about it. Quote, you know, what I do is not terribly intellectual. I'm a pop singer, for Christ's sake. And he goes, you would think that a rock star being married to a supermodel would be one of the greatest things in the world. It is. And I don't know what this is. I asked my husband. I don't know. It's a piece of paper that folds out. It's got some David Bowie something on it. I don't know what it is. Maybe someone else would. Another little journaling card with a pocket on this page. The quote is from the song, Keep Your Electric Eye on Me, Babe. Put your ray gun to my head. Press your space face close to mine, love. Freak out in a moon age daydream. Oh, yeah. And then here's one of his quotes, or actually, song. The hand that wrote this letter sweeps the pillow clean. So rest your head and read a treasured dream. I care for no one else. But you, I tear my soul. To cease the pain, I think maybe you feel the same. What can we do? I'm not quite sure what we're supposed to do, so I've just been writing just for you. David Bowie, letter to Hermione. I think that's what it says. Hermione. Don't know. Let me know if I'm not pronouncing that right. Another quintessential Bowie image. I'd say this is extremely early Bowie with that long hair. He has long hair. Death of the Starman from The Advertiser. I think this is a 5x7 or something. One of the clasp envelopes, smaller clasp envelopes. Slip them in there, and gives you the ability to slide little things in there, here and there. Put a few images on it. The page, person can add their own images or do whatever they want. Another sweet journaling card. That one has some musical notes on it, but you can still journal on it. And David Bowie, that's how he signed like his guitars and everything. That was his classic signature. Unlike that early letter, where he spelled David out. And this one says, and these children that you spit on as they try to change the world are immune to your consultations. They're quite aware of what they're going through. It's an image. Some changes. And then I guess there was a book by Mary Finnegan called Psychedelic Suburbia. David Bowie and the Beckenham Arts Lab, whatever that's about. And then this has got some little bit of bad language in it, so I'm not gonna use that certain word, but it says, people are so effing dumb. Nobody reads anymore. Nobody goes out and looks and explores the society and culture that they were brought up in. People have attention spans of 5 seconds and as much depth as a glass of water. Ain't that the truth? And then here's some David Bowie tickets. That's the pink tickets from the Midnight Special. And at the marquee or something. It has the dates and everything, but still can't read them even with my glasses on. Some more journaling. Oh, guess what? Left that one blank. Well, every now and then one slips past me, but this one didn't. This is Bowie and his son. What a sweetie, eh? Tell me he isn't a sweetie. What a sweetie. Cute, cute, cute. Bet David Bowie wasn't bad himself either, huh? Quite handsome dudes. Oh, another Bowie ticket. This one was used. I enlarged it, of course, but that's an actual ticket. And another Bowie image. Ziggy Stardust. Ziggy Stardust era. And he goes, I don't know how many times someone has come up to me and said, hey, let's dance. I hate dancing. God, it's stupid. Yep, he didn't dance, but he was a poser, huh? And this one says, a London Evening Standard, David Bowie, rest in peace, rock icon, dies at 69 after secret battle with cancer. Can journal on that too. Gotta have a somewhat of an obituary. More tickets. And he said, people are always throwing things at me that I've said, and I say that I didn't mean anything. He goes, I'm rather kind of old school, thinking that when an artist does his work, it's no longer his. Another tuck image. And that's another gel image. But I like these gel images. I don't know, different sizes. I don't know, sometimes I'll just get fixed on a certain image, and it makes me crazy because I'm fixed on that image, and there's something very profound about it. I like how vintage it was already when I printed it. And then this one where he's doing the shh, loved that too. Thought that was cool. Lots of blank journaling pages. And then this says, or the quote says, I'm a real self-educated kind of guy. I read voraciously. Every book I ever bought, I have. I can't throw it away. It's physically impossible to leave my hand. Some of them are in warehouses. I've got a library that I keep the ones I really, really like. I look around my library some nights and I do these terrible things to myself. I count up the books and think, how long I might have to live, and think, I can't read 2/3 of all these books. It overwhelms me with sadness. And this was David Bowie quoted in the Daily Beast in the 2002 interview with Bob Guccione Jr. And for those of you that don't remember Bob Guccione, he owned Penthouse magazine, so I'm positive everything that has testosterone in the body out there knows what I'm talking about. And the girls are going like, oh yeah, that's who that dude was. And this is my favorite Bowie image. Just love it. Love it. Kept it big, kept it simple. And you can journal a little bit on the back. But that's just my favorite Bowie look. He didn't last in any look for very long. And then if this is classic Bowie James Dean, circa whatever year that was, probably the 90s, 80s or 90s. And here's some more little journaling cards. Play with these and stick them anywhere she wants. And he said, tomorrow belongs to those who can hear it coming. Yeah, I put that one in there more once because that's probably his most profound quote. He made quite a few, but I only could only use the most famous ones. And a quote from a song from Heroes. And you can be mean, and I'll drink all the time, because we're lovers, and that is a fact. Yes, we're lovers, and that is that. Really good one. And he says, on this page he says, I'm an instant star. Just add water. Love that image. Really cool. And then, of course, I put an always and forever little coaster in there. Because whoever gets this, no matter where they go, they can have some tea or some coffee in their hotel or at a friend's house as they flip through their journal, or just doing it at home. Sit this on a little table that you want to protect and use it as it's your coaster. It's your little coaster. And it says always and forever because David Bowie, we will love always and forever. And then here's a cartoon about him going to heaven. It says a bit of stardust has fallen. Some little angel or Peter or one of the saints is writing in a book, and he said, so soon? It shows David Bowie. Falling star. Yep. He's amazing. Oh, forever we'll miss him. And he goes, someone asked him, what is the quality you most like in a man? And he said, the ability to return books. And as you know from a previous quote, He was a book-loving ninja. So, I don't blame him. I'm a book lover too, have them everywhere. And of course, I produce and create, well, not produce. I create journals and, yeah, they're books. And I've got tons of books. Get a lot of ideas from it. This is just a little heavy cardstock, you know, envelope that I created for the person who gets this to maybe write a letter or just to put little odds and ends in. And this is just another little piece of a junk mail. You know, when you get junk mail in the mail, I had one in this, one of those glass window envelopes, and I stuck a little image in there with Bowie peeking out. Cute little thing. Just fun. Little fun things. Little fun things I think are fun. And then this quote says, heathenism is a state of mind. You can take it that I'm referring to one who does not, wait a minute. Heathenism is a state of mind. You can take it that I'm referring to one who does not see his world. He has no mental light. He destroys almost unwittingly. He cannot feel any God's presence in his life. He is the 21st century man. Is that right? Amen. And then this, behind this particular image, I made it so you could put stuff in this from the top, is what makes this interesting, and it's from 1967. This was the first letter to Bowie's, to an American fan. This was his, Bowie responded to the first American fan. He was still in Britain at the time, and her name was Sandra, and it's dated September 25th, 1967, and of course I made it so you can journal, whoever it is. I lined it so they can journal on the back, but that's cool. First letter, first fan letter to his first U.S. fan for fan letter response. Come on, Eve. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Okay, so now we're moving on. We're to the last page. Let me get this in there correctly so it doesn't stick out the top, because I'm going to get this ready so it can be mailed. Okay, and then the last pages is, this is another one of David Bowie's authentic guitars. This is his acoustic guitar, and I just stuck it on the back page. There's a little tiny envelope here to stick something in. Don't know what. It would have to be tiny, but that's okay. And that saying says, all I have is my love of love, and love is not loving. Another famous line from one of his famous songs. And then my card that allows people to tuck a little something, something, you know, behind it. I don't know what. It's like, you know, you got to give people space so they can do their own thing. And then last but not least is the back of the book cover. And there's a lot of glare. If you guys can imagine, beyond the glare, it's just the back side of Bowie, and it looks like a British uniform of sorts. And I just put some postage stamps, stuff like airmail, postcard, Paris, like almost like this would be the image you would find on a trunk or a suitcase that, you know, he'd be taking with him overseas, or as he's touring overseas, what have you. And I thought that was kind of cute. So yeah, this is pretty much the journal. I've also took some photos, but I always like to page through and show every page. That gives people a really good, really clear image of what I do and how I do it. I just wish there wasn't so much glare. So apologize. So apologize. The images that I post on Facebook will probably, you know, be a little clearer. Maybe if I step back some. No, that glare is just there, isn't it? But as you can see, it's a really thick book. Really thick. Really nice. Whoever gets this, actually I know the name, I just can't say the name because I don't want anyone to spoil the surprise, because it's a birthday gift from a customer to her friend. Her friend is my friend too. She's an adorable, gorgeous young thing from my hometown. So, can't say the name yet though. So anyway, I love this charm. By the way, my niece, when she saw this charm that I created, she's like, you got to create one for me. And I'm like, why? And she said, well, her son, Grant, is getting a red and white electric guitar for his birthday. So I had to create one of these 3D charms because she's going to use it on the cake. As you know, it should be cute. And made me feel good that I was able to make something to contribute to his birthday, and that's very special. And yeah, so I love making charms, and I'd say that's my coolest one yet. So anyway, I hope everybody liked the journal. I was happy to share it with you. So until next time, may all of you be most abundantly blessed in Christ's name. God bless all of you. Pray for one another. Hold everyone up before our loving Father, and pray for them. Pray for their healing. Pray for restoration. Pray for regeneration. Just pray for us. Pray for everyone. I pray for everyone every night. When people post to me on Facebook, I'm like that name. Everyone that I interact with, I pray for, because it's important, and there's power in prayer. And we have to, in these days and times, we have to be mindful and pray almost without ceasing. So until next time, Christ's blessings upon each and every one of you. This is Eve signing out.